Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from the Delaware County Fair here on Thursday. It is September the 20th, 2018. It's Little Brown Jug Day from the Delaware County Fair, and I'm going to look at all the races on today's program, early card and the late card. So we have in total 22 races, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. So let's get on to today's action. Like I said, we have 22 races spread up across two cards. We're going to start off with the early card, which has a post time of 11 Eastern, I believe. So let's get up to that right now. So race number one of the early card for the Delaware County Fair, it's the Buckeye Stallions Series 2-year-old Phillies First Division. Field of 8 Pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $15,000. My top selection here, I like the number 1 horse, Ambitious Lillian. I'm going to go 1-4 in the exacta. 1-4 exacta. Top selection 1 horse, Ambitious Lillian. 5-2. Aaron Merriman's in the sulky on this 2-year-old filly by Big Bad John. The horse's most recent outing came here in Delaware the 16th of September, so last Sunday to be exact, here on the half mile in the Ohio Fair Sire Stakes. The horse won by a nose there in 155-3, which was the best time for this horse in the career. That day, this horse stalked early on from the rail, but had a great final quarter of a mile and got there in the end. A really good race there. Before that, on the fair circuit here in Ohio Fair Sire Stakes, the horse won by 3 3/4 lengths there, and he was on the lead all throughout and walked home in 2:01 and won a very easy mile there. And then before that, in the Ohio Fair circuit, in a Sire Stakes, horse finished third by 2 1/4 lengths there, and never really got the good run. It wasn't the day to win, but the last one was quite impressive. Come back on quick rest, speed from the inside. I think this horse could get away with it, so I'll use her as a top selection, and I'll single her in the early card double. So to recap my selections for the first from the Delaware County Fair early card, it's the Buckeye Stallions Series 2-year-old filly. Gonna go with the 1 horse, Ambitious Lillian. Gonna go 1-4 in the exacta, single the 1 horse in the double. So now let's get on to race number 2 on the early card. The second race, the final race of the early card, it's the Buckeye Stallions Series 2-year-old Colts and Geldings First Division. Field of 7 Pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $15,000. Wide open race here, I think. I think it's a 2-horse race here. I think the 4 and the 6 are the horses to beat. So I'm going to go with the 4-horse Rocket Baby as a top selection. I'll go 4-6 in the exacta, and I'll use the 4-6 in my early card double. But the top selection would be the 4-horse Rocket Baby. 3-1 Yannick Gingras in the sulky of this 2-year-old colt by Big Bad John. The horse's most recent outing came on the fair circuit again. 2-year-old Ohio Fair Stakes. The horse won by 3.5 lengths. 1 and 2-1 and 3. On the lead all throughout. Just walked home. A very good race. Before that, Scioto, the 6th of September on the 5/8. 2-year-old 9 was 1 Pure Mutual. The horse finished third by 3 1/4 lengths. A little bit of a wide post draw, left off the gate, and I think that it used a lot of the horse early on, which cost him at the end. And then before that, this horse ran at on the fair circuit, a 2-year-old Ohio Fair Sire Stakes. Horseman by 5 1/4 lengths. Got the victory there in 2:04 and 1. It was a very easy victory. The best time for this horse so far this year came here in a qualifier, 158 and 1, which is quite impressive early on. But on the fair circuit has been doing well. Gets Jingra in the sulky, speed favoring race course. I think this horse can maybe get it, so I'll use this horse as top selection, and I'll definitely use the horse in my double wager. But to recap my selections for the second from the Delaware County Fair early card, gonna go with the 4-horse Rocket Baby. Gonna go 4-6 in the exacta. I'll use 4-6 in my double. So now let's get on to the late card of the Delaware County Fair. Now let's get on to the late card of the Delaware County Fair. We have 20 races to look at, so let's get on to it. Starting off race number 1 of the late card. The first race, it's the Buckeye Stallions Series 2-year-old filly second division. Field of 8 Pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $15,000. My top selection here, I like the 5-horse Eleanor Jean. I'm going to go 5-1 in the exacta. 5-1 exacta. Top selection of 5-horse Eleanor Jean. 9-2. Dave Miller's in the sulky on this 2-year-old filly by Big Bad John. The horse's most recent outing came the 5th of September at the Meadows. Filly mare 9 winners of 1 extended pair mutual. The horse finished second by 5 lengths. Was way out of it early on. Had a decent turn of foot at the end. The winner ran a lot better, but she ran decently there. Before that, in 9 winners of 1 extended pair mutual at the Meadows, 28th of August. Horse finished second by 6.5 lengths, and again got last off the gate. gate. A little bit of a turn of foot at the end, but again, it wasn't enough to win. The winner just ran a little bit of a better race. And then the Meadows on the 7th of August won extended pari-mutuel. Horse finished second by 2 1/4 lengths. Again, decent turn of foot at the end. I think here today, this Dave Miller's probably going to take this horse a little bit back, not too far back, mid-pack, and then slowly move his way up in the race. And if he does that, I think this horse could get the success of the win. This horse is 5-0, but has run, 5 really good races. I think he's going to run a good one here again today, so I'll take my chances. But to recap my selections for the first from the Delaware County Fair late card, going to go with the 5-horse Eleanor Jean. Going to go 5-1 in the exacta. So now let's get on to race number 2. The second race, it's a standardbred 2-year-old colts and geldings. Field of 3 pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $40,418. Top selection, I like the 1-horse Air Force Hanover. Going to go 1-3 in the exacta. 1-3 exacta. Top selection, the 1-horse Air Force Hanover. Dave Miller's in the sulky, 6-5 here. I know it's no value with him, but he should win. 2-year-old colt by some beach somewhere. The horse's most recent outing came the 13th of September at Hoosier. 1 mile in a 2-year-old non-horse or 2. The horse won by 6 3/4 lengths, 151-3, the best time out of anybody in this race. He just walked home. A very easy race there for the horse's second pari-mutuel win. It was a very good run. Before that, the Meadows on the 5/8, 1st of August, Pennsylvania Sire Stakes, 2-year-old Constellation Geldings, Colt Geldings, shall we say. The horse finished second by 2 lengths there, and from a wide poster, I got sent off the gate, and then, just weakened out of it. Couldn't get the good run at the end because he had to be used early on. It wasn't the day to win. And then the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes at the Meadows, 14th of August. Horse finished third by 2.5 lengths, wide poster, a little bit moving at the end, but it wasn't enough to win. But the horse's win before that, he had 2 wins. One last time out at Hoosier, and the win before that at Pocono on the 5/8 in the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes. Horse won by head and 152 flat. He had a really good start position most of the race until the stretch run, and then he got him at the end. Good race there. He's qualified here back in June, and he did well in the qualifiers. He won a qualifier by 3 1/4 lengths and 157-4 quite nicely. I think he'll run a good race here again today. He's the best horse in this race. Watch out. So to recap my selections for the second from the Delaware County Fair, going to go with the 1-horse Air Force Hanover. Going to go 1-3 in the exacta. So now let's get on to race number 3. Race number 3 from Delaware. It's the Hall of Fame and Museum Amateur Racing Series Final. Field of 7 trotters traveling 1 mile, purse $5,000. Top selection, I like the 2-horse Hit It Out of the Park. Gonna go 2-6 in the exacta. 2-6 exacta. Top selection of 2-horse Hit It Out of the Park. Ashlea Binkley's in the sulky. The horse's most recent outing came Sunday here at the Delaware Fair in the Billings race. The horse finished second by a neck behind Seabiscuit Bluegrass, who I believe is not running back in this one. But this horse ran a good race there, sat back early off the gate, got the lead in the final quarter, got overtaken right before the wire, but she ran the heart out there. It wasn't a bad run. Before that, Hoosier qualified in by 1 1/4 lengths and 158-2. It was a good qualifier there, quite fast final quarter. And then before that, Scioto and a 9 was a 4. Horse finished 4th by 1 1/4 lengths, sat stalking most of the race, really couldn't get that good closing kick. And then 9 was a 4 Scioto. Horse finished 5th by 7 lengths, wide post draw, never really got into it. You don't want to be 9 out of 10 at Soda, that's for sure. And then before that, Soda, 9 was a 67. Horse finished 3rd, another wide post draw. Has the speed from the inside again, should really do well. And 3-1, I'll take my chances. So to recap my selections for the 3rd from Delaware, it's the Hall of Fame and Museum Amateur Racing Series Final. Gonna go with the 2-horse Hit It Out of the Park. Gonna go 2-6 in the exacta. So now let's get on to race number 4. The 4th race, it's the Buckeye Stallions Series 2-year-old Phillies 3rd Division. Field of 9 pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $15,000. My top selection here, I like the 1-horse Mix Stunning. I'm going to go 1-5 in the exacta. 1-5 exacta. Top selection of 1-horse Mix Stunning. 2-1 here. Kurt Sugg is in the sulky in this 2-year-old filly by McArdle. McArdle. Not McArdle, McArdle. 2-year-old filly by. The horse's most recent outing came on the Fair Circuit the 17th of September in Ohio Fair Stakes. The horse finished second by 3/4 a length there. Just stalked most of the race and really couldn't get the good closing kick. It wasn't the day to win. Before that, at the Worcester, Ohio Fair, September the 12th in a Fair Stakes, horse finished second by a length, set the pace early on, but then just got overtaken in the final quarter, really couldn't get the good closing kick. And then before that, on the Fair Circuit again in a mile in a 6100 stakes race, horse finished 3rd by 3/4 a length, ran quite slow there, to some easy fraction on the front end. It wasn't the day to win, but when this horse has faced the better horses like Scioto, he's done well in the past. His best time of the year came in 155 and 2 at Scioto earlier this summer, and he's run well in the circuit. I think coming here back to the half mile, I'll take my chances again with him. 2-1 speed from the inside. Watch out. So to recap my selections for the fourth from Delaware, it's the Buckeye Stallions Series 2 Phillies third division. Gonna go with the one horse McStunning. Gonna go 1-5 in the exacta. To race number 5 now from Delaware, the fifth race. It is the Ohio Breeders' Championship 3-year-old Colts and Geldings first division. Field of 6 pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $55,777. My top selection here, I like the 5 horse Seeing Eye Single. Gonna go 5-1 in the exacta. 5-1 exacta, top selection of 5 horse Seeing Eye Single. 4-1 Ronnie Wren Jr. is in the sulky in this trio going by Dragon again. The horse's most recent outing came the Ohio Sire Stakes final for 3-year-old Colts at Scioto, 8th of September on a very sloppy going. The horse finished third by 7.5 lengths there. Stalked most of the race and just really never had the run. It wasn't the day to win. Before that in the open at Scioto, good ground 1st of September, horse won by a neck and sat back early from a wide poster but had a very good turn of foot at the end. Got there in 151. It was a really good effort there. And then the Ohio Sire Stakes 3-year-old Colts at Scioto, 18th of August. Horse finished second by a head. Stalked most of the race, just missed at the end, but ran a good effort. Has proven he could run on a half mile by winning at Northfield last year in 153 flat, which was the horse's best time, and running some decent races at Northfield in the Ohio Sire Stakes in early July. Ran a good second place finish there, but I think coming here, lesser quality race, back to the half mile. I think he'll run well. 4-1, I'll take my chances. So to recap my selections for the fifth from Delaware, it's the Ohio Breeders' Championship 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. Gonna go with the 5 horse Seeing Eye Single. Gonna go 5-1 in the exacta. To race number 6 now. Race number 6 now from the Delaware County Fair. It's the Buckeye Stallions Series 2-year-old Colts and Geldings second division. Field of 8 pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $15,000. My top selection here, I like the 1 horse Bombay Rock. I'm gonna go 1-5 in the exacta. 1-5 exacta, top selection of 1 horse Bombay Rock. Tyler Smithson to sulky, 4-1 here, 2-year-old Colt by Pet Rock. The horse's most recent outing came the 13th of September at Hoosier. 2-year-old Non-Wars 2. The horse didn't do well there. He broke before the gate, way out of it. It just wasn't the day to win. Before that, Soda in the best 2-year-old Colts on the 3rd of September. That day, the horse finished 5th by 5 lengths, and again, he was way out of it most of the race, never got into it. It wasn't the day to win, but that day, the last few starts, this horse has been screwed by outside post draw. He finally has the rail today. He does his best running from the inside, and I think he'll run well. The last time this horse had the rail came at Soda in a 2-year-old Non-Wars and 1 pair mutual, 23rd of August, with this horse won by 2.5 lengths. He stalked from the inside early on, and then he had a great final quarter of a mile, took off clear. It was a very good race there. And then before that at Soda, before that on the fair circuit in the Buckeye 2-year-old Colts, horse won by 2 3/4 lengths on a half mile. There he stalked early on, got the lead, and then he walked home. A very easy victory, 159-1. His best time was that win on 154-1 after that Soda. Like I said, coming back to the inside today, I like his chances a lot. He's going to be my best bet of the day, so watch out. So to recount my selection for the 6th from the Delaware County Fair, it's the Buckeye Stallions Series 2-year-old Colts and Geldings second division. Gonna go with the 1 horse Bombay Rock. I'm gonna go 1-5 in the exacta. So now let's get on to race number 7. The 7th race, it's the Ohio Breeders' Championship 3-year-olds Colts and Geldings second division. Field of 7 pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $55,700. My top selection here, I like the number 2 horse Bounding Dragon. I'm gonna go 2-4 in the exacta. 2-4 exacta, top selection of 2 horse Bounding Dragon. Dan Noble's in the sulky, 5-2 here, 3-year-old Colt by Dragon again. The horse's most recent outing came the 8th of September at Soda in the Ohio Sire Stakes final, 3-year-old Colts. Horse finished 4th by 7.5 lengths there. He just never had the good run. Lather Upper won the race. He's running in the jug later on. Ran a hell of a race on the front end. This horse just got beat by a much better horse. This race is not nearly as tough as that one. I think he'll really run a big one today. Before that, he had a qualifier at Hoosier where he won by 3 lengths, 153-3. A very good qualifier there. And then before that, Soda and Ohio Side Stakes Trio Colts. Horse won by a head, almost on lead all throughout, 151-1. Second best time of the year. It was a really good effort there. And then before that, Soda and Ohio Sire Stakes Trio Colts. Horse finished second by 1¾ lengths. He just missed at the end, but he ran a good effort. I think coming here back to a half mile where this horse has had success. He's won on the half mile at Northfield by 2¼ lengths on the lead all throughout. I think, here today he'll run well, so I'll take my chances. So to recap my selections for the 7th from the Delaware County Fair, gonna go with the 2-horse Bounding Dragon. Gonna go 2-4 in the exacta. So now let's get on to race number 8. Race number 8 from Delaware. It's the Signature Series final. Field of 8 pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $12,000. My top selection here, I like the number 6 horse, Rip and Rock. I'm gonna go 6-4 in the exacta. 6-4 exacta, top selection of 6 horse, Rip and Rock. Cameron McCowan is in the sulky, the 7-year-old gelding by Sports a Master. The horse's most recent outing came on the fair circuit in a 4-year-old and up pace. That day, this horse finished 4th by 6 lengths and had a second tier 7 stall position, and was just stalking most of the race. Never had the run. It wasn't the day to win. Before that, in a winners of 5K to 25K on the fair circuit on a half mile, that day from an inside poster, the horse won by 3 lengths and just sat on lead all throughout. Had a very good victory there. And then before that, on the fair circuit in a 1 mile 2400 condition, the horse finished 5th by 5¾ lengths. Stalked early on, but then just kind of weakened out of it. That was a quite fast race. They ran the final 155-3 for a fair circuit. That's quite fast. But his last few were very good. I think coming here today, from the outside post I think here at 15-1 in a very wide open race, I think, he'll do well. So watch out. So to recap my selections for the 8th from the Delaware County Fair Signature Series final, going to go with the 6 horse Rip and Rock. I'm going to go 6-4 in the exacta. So now let's get on to race number 9. The 9th race, it's the Buckeye Stallions Series 2-year-old Colts and Geldings, 3rd division. Field of 8 pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $15,000. My top selection here, I like the number 8 horse Spectacular Rock. I'm gonna go 8-2 in the exacta. 8-2 exacta, top selection 8 horse Spectacular Rock. Jack Daly's in the sulky on this 2-year-old colt by Pet Rock. The horse's most recent outing on the fair circuit again in Ohio Fair Stakes, 4,700, 13th of September. Horse won by a length, 4-horse field, 90 cents to the dollar. Speed from the inside, went on 201 flat. It was a very good race there. Quite fast final quarter in 28-3. It was a good run there. Before that, on the fair circuit in Ohio Fair Stakes, September the 8th, that day the horse won by 3/4 length, sat back early on, but then got the lead and then just had a good, easy final quarter. Really good race there. And then before then, the half mile Ohio Fair Circuit, 3rd September, horse won by length again, sat back early, but took off clear at the end. He's gonna have to overcome the wide post today, and I think he can, because he won from the second tier wide poster a few weeks ago, and I like him a lot here today. He's the best horse, I think, so watch out. So to recap my selections for the 9th from Delaware, it's the Buckeye Stallions Series 2-year-old Colts and Geldings, 3rd division. I'm going to go with the 8 horse Spectacular Rock. I'm going to go 8-2 in the exacta. To race number 10 now from Delaware. The 10th race, it's the Old Oaken Buckets, 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. Field of 6 trotters traveling 1 mile, purse $111,075. Top selection here in the Old Oaken Buckets. I like the number 6 horse here, Hill Street. Going to go 6-2 in the exacta. 6-2 exacta. Top selection 6 horse, Hill Street. 3-1 here. Yannick Gingras in the soaking, this trio colt by Muscle Hill. The horse's most recent outing came the 9th of September at Chester or Philadelphia and the Liberty Bell for 30 grand. That day the horse finished 3rd by 9 lengths. Set the pace early on, then just got overtaken. Couldn't keep up with them at the end. It wasn't the day to win. Before that, in the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes Championship at Pocono, 2nd of September, the horse finished 4th by 3¼ lengths. Stalked early on, but then again just got shuffled back. Really couldn't keep up with them there. And then the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes 3-year-old Colts and Geldings, Meadows, 22nd of August. Horse finished 3rd by 6¼ lengths. Again, never got into it. And then went in the Dennis Drazen at the Meadowlands, 4th of August, 1 mile. Horse finished 9th by 7¼ lengths. Was shuffled back that day from the wide post, and again just never got into it. I think coming here to a half mile, a very easy race considered to his other races. I really think he'll run a major improvement of the race off his last one. He's my second best bet of the day, so like I said, I expect him to really improve, so watch out. So to recap my selection for the 10th from Delaware, it's the old Oaken Bucket. Gonna go with the 6-horse Hill Street. Gonna go I'm gonna go 6-2 in the exacta. So now let's get on to race number 11 from the Delaware County Fair. It's the Ohio Breeders' Championship, 2-year-old Colts and Geldings First Division. Field of 9 pacers traveling 1 mile per $66,953. My top selection here, I like the 5-horse Rock Candy. Gonna go 5-9 in the exacta. 5-9 exacta, top selection 5-horse Rock Candy. Ronnie Wren Jr. is in the sulky in this 2-year-old gelding by Pet Rock. The horse's most recent outing came the 8th of September at Soda on the 5/8 mile track. Sloppy going, the Ohio Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old Colts. That day, this horse finished second by length behind high on paydays. That day, this horse stalked early on, got shuffled back, a little bit of a turn of foot in the final quarter, but he just had a little bit of a rough trip there. Before that, Northfield, this 27th of August, 2-year-old Ohio Sire Stakes, horse won by 1 1/4 lengths on lead all throughout. A very easy victory at 30 cents to the dollar. Best time of the year, 153, or best time ever, 153 there. And then Soda, Ohio Sire Stakes, 2-year-old gelding. Horse finished second by half length. He just stalked most race and really couldn't get the good closing kick. And then another Ohio Sire Stakes Soda, 28th of July, 1 mile, horse won by 2 1/4 lengths, on a lead all throughout, 153 and 2, another very easy race. I think here from the mid pack, he should get an easy trip, and I think he'll go away with it. There's a pick 4 that begins with this race. That's 20,000 guaranteed. I would single this horse to begin it off, so watch out. So to recap my selections for the 11th from the Delaware County Fair, it's the Ohio Breeders' Championship, 2-year-old Colts and Geldings First Division. Gonna go with the 5-horse Rock Candy. I'm gonna go 5-9 in the exacta. To race number 12 now. The 12th race, it's the Buckeye Stallions Series, 2-year-old Colts and Geldings, 4th Division. Field of 8 pacers, traveling 1 mile, purse $15,000. My top selection here, I like the number 6 horse. The number 6 horse, What Dawn Hat Can Win. What Dawn Hat Can Win, whatever they call the horse. I'm going to go 6-1 in the exacta. 6-1 exacta, top selection to 6 horse, What Dawn Hat Can Win. 5-2, Dave Miller's in the sulky in this 2-year-old gelding by Pine Valley. Again, this horse's most recent outing came the 13th of September on the fair circuit. 2-year-old Colts stakes for 3,600. The horse won by 3 1/4 lengths there. He stalked early on, got the lead in the end. 29 and 4 final quarter. It was a very good race. And 159 and 1. Good run there. Before that, against the better horses at Soda, none was 1 pair mutual. 30th of August, horse won by 4 1/4 lengths, and from the rail stalked early on, got the lead, and then took off in the final 3 quarters. A very easy race, 154 and 1. Best time ever. And then before that, Soda, none was a 1 pair mutual. Horse finished second by 2.5 lengths. He stalked early on from a wide post draw, but since he left from the wide post early on, he didn't have a left over in the tank for the final quarter where he got overtaken. It wasn't the day to win, but I think picking up Dave Miller today, who knows his way around this race course, this raceway, I think he'll really do well. 5-2. Watch out for this one. To the pick 4 scenario now, I'm gonna go 6-1. I think the 1 horse long leg John can maybe get your price play in this race, so I'll use him in the pick 4. But to recap my selections for the 12th now from the Delaware County Fair, it's the Buckeye Stallions Series, 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. Gonna go with the 6 horse. What Dog Can Win. Although I said that right, I probably didn't. Sorry, I forgot what I just said 10 minutes ago. I'm gonna go 6-1 in the exacta. 6-1 also in my pick 4. So now let's get on to race number 13. Race number 13 from the Delaware County Fair. It's the Ohio Breeders' Championship, 3-year-old Phillies First Division. Field of 10 pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $55,852. My top selection here in the 13th, I like the 10 horse, Bad Girls Rule. I'm going to go 10-1 in the exacta. 10-1 exacta. I'll also go 10-1 in the pick 4, but my top selection, 10 horse, Bad Girls Rule, 3-1. Dan Noble's in the sulky in this real Philly by World of Rock and Roll. The horse's most recent outing came in the Ohio Sire Stakes final at Soda, 8th of September. The horse finished 4th by 3 1/4 lengths. Wide post early on, had to be used early, and just really couldn't keep up with him at the end. It wasn't the day to win, but I think, the 8 hole is worse at Soda than the 10 hole here at the Delaware County Fair. From the second tier, I think this horse will get an easier trip. Before that Soda, Philly Mare non-worth 6,000, last four, 31st of August. Horse finished second by 1 3/4 lengths there, and from the rail stalked early, a little bit of a turn of foot in the final quarter. It wasn't a bad run there, and then the Lexington Red Mile, 26th of August, non-worth 2,500. Horse finished 4th by 2 1/4 lengths there. Sat back early, he stalked early on, but then just kind of overtaken at the end. Wasn't the day to win. And then before that, Northfield and derailed Philly final, Ohio Sire Stakes, 11th of August. Horse finished third by 1 3/4 lengths. Stalked early on, but then couldn't get the good run. Hasn't won in quite a while. It's only won once this year out of 17 offerings. But I think coming here to the half mile, I think he'll really like it a lot. 3-1, I'll take my chances. So to recap my selection for the 13th from Delaware, it's the Ohio Breeders' Championship, 3-year-old Phillies first division. I'm going to go with the 10-horse Bad Girls Rule as top selection. I'm going to go 10-1 in the exacta. I'll go 10-1 in the pick 4. So now let's get on to race number 14th race, the final leg of the pick 4. It is the Standardbred 2-year-old Colts and Geldings, field of 9 trotters traveling 1 mile, purse $48,218. Top selection, I like the 4-horse Osteric. I'm going to go 4-2 in the exacta. 4-2 exacta, top selection of 4-horse Osteric. Yannick Gingras is in the sulky, 5-2 here. 2-year-old Colts by Ken Tab Hall. The horse's most recent outing came the 1st of September at the Meadows, Pennsylvania Sire Stakes, Trio Colts Geldings. The horse won by head there, and from the outside left early, didn't get the lead off the gate, got second, but then shortly got the lead, and then he just held on at the end. When horses lead from the wide poster, they have to be used a lot early, which costs them at the end. It cost him at the end, but he still got the victory. It was a good race in 156-1, but he was a little bit tiring late. But today, I think today from the better postra, I think he'll really get an easier trip. Before that, at Pocono with Pennsylvania Sire Stakes, Trio Colts Geldings, horse won by a neck on the 19th of August, and that day he sat back early, rushed up in the top of lane for the first time, got the lead, and then he held on at the end. Another good victory. And then the Meadows and the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes, Trio Colts and Geldings, 11th of August. Horse won by head, sat back early, but had a great final quarter, just holding on, 157-4. It was a good race. He's only lost once. That came at the Meadows on the 17th of July, where he just had a disaster trip because he broke. But I think coming here today, hopefully a clearer trip. I think he'll really run well, so watch out. So to recap my selection for the 14th from the Delaware County Fair, it's Standardbred 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. Going to go with the 4-horse Osteric as a top selection. I'm going to go 4-2 in the exacta, and I'll go 4-2 to end off the pick 4. So now let's get on to race number 15. Race number 15 from the Delaware County Fair. Time for the Jug Limbs. The 15th race, it's the Little Brown Jug, number 73, 3-year-old Colts and Geldings first limb. Field of 7 pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $102,720. A very good race here. And my top selection, I like the 1-horse Lather Up. I'm going to go 1-3 in the exacta here. 1-3 exacta, top selection 1-horse Lather Up. Montreal Teagues in the sulky, 9-5, 3-year-old Colt by I'm Gorgeous. The horse's most recent outing, the 8th of September at Sayota. Ohio Sire Stakes final, 3-year-old Colts. Horse won by 5.5 lengths. Best horse by a mile. It was 10 cents a dollar, and he proved it. Walked home in 149.3. A very easy race there. Before that Sayota, in the Ohio Sire Stakes 2-year-old Colts, 18th of August. Horse won by 3.5 lengths, 150-2, almost on lead all throughout. A very easy race there again. Before that, he ran in the Millstein at Northfield, where he didn't do well because he broke. So he was 8th through disqualification. Wasn't the day to win, but before that he ran in the Ohio Sire Stakes at Sayota, 4th of August. Horse won by 1 3/4 lengths, again 5 cents a dollar. Easy race in 149.4, and then he finished he qualified at the Meadowlands 20th of July. He qualified second in 148.4 behind Lazarus, who went on to win the Dan Patchett Hoosier. So he's run some decent races, but then he's run some dud races also in the past. His best race was by far the North American Cup at Woodbine, or excuse me, Mohawk, Woodbine, Standardbred, what the fuck they call it now. But, that was a good race there, 148-1. If he repeats that race today, I think he wins this race by a mile, but I like him a lot here today. He's a horse that's very live in the final, and I think he'll do well in this race. So watch out for him. We'll talk more about him in the when we get to the race number 20, which is the jug final, and the horses I'll be using there. But to recount my selections for the 15th now from Delaware County Fair, it's a little brown jug, a limb, one. Gonna go with the one horse lather up. I'm gonna go 1-3 in the exacta. To race number 16 now. The 16th race, it's a little brown jug, number 73, 3-year-old Colts and Gelding, second eliminated. Field of 6 pacers traveling 1 mile per $102,720. Top selection here. I like the number 4 horse, Stay Hungry. Gonna go 4-1 in the exacta. 4-1 exacta. Top selection of 1 horse, Stay Hungry. The 4 horse, Stay Hungry, my top selection. 5-2, Douglas McNair's in the sulky. The trio colt by Some Beach Somewhere. The horse's most recent outing came the 8th of September at Mohawk in the Simcoe. That day, this horse won by a nose. Sat back early. Decent turnoff at the end, just got there. He showed his heart out in the final quarter of a mile there. 149-3, 25-4 pacing home. It was a good final quarter there. It wasn't something to be ashamed of. Before that, the messenger at Yonkers, last time in the half mile, 1st of September. That day, this horse went by a neck and was almost on lead all throughout. Just held out at the end. A very good race there, 152-1. He paced home 29-1 for the final quarter there. And then the limb for the messenger. He finished third by 4 1/4 lengths. Didn't have the best of trips. Never got the good closing kick. It wasn't the day to win. And then before that, the cane pace at the Meadowlands. Horse went by 1.5 lengths. Really good final time there, 143. For 147-3, not 143. It was 147. If it was 143, he would be on the cover of every newspaper in the world, lowering the world record by 3 seconds that day. But it was 147-3. That day he had a really good turn of foot, took off clear. From the back of the pack, it was a really good effort there. Coming here to the half mile, I think he'll run well, so watch out for him. So to recount my selections for the 16th from the Delaware County Fair, it's a little brown jug, a second a limb. I'm going to go with the 4 horse, Stay Hungry. I'm going to go 4-1 in the exacta. So now let's get on to race number 17. Race number 17 from Delaware. It's the Ohio Breeders' Championship, 2-year-old Colts and Gelding, second division. Field of 9 pacers traveling 1 mile per $66,953. My top selection here in the 17th, I like the 3 horse Dislocator. I'm going to go 3-9 in the exacta. 3-9 exacta, top selection of 3 horse Dislocator. Chris Page is in the sulky in this 2-year-old Colt by Big Bad John. The horse's most recent outing came the Ohio Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old Colts at Soda, the 8th of September. The horse finished third by 1 3/4 lengths there. He had a very good turn of foot at the end. If the stretch was a little bit longer, he could have possibly got it, but he ran his heart out there, I think. Before that, Northfield on the half mile, 27th of August, in the 2-year-old Colts Ohio Sire Stakes. Horse finished second by 1 1/4 lengths. He got the lead off the gate, and then he just couldn't get the good closing kick after that. He couldn't just couldn't overtake him. It wasn't the day to win. And then before that, Ohio Sire Stakes, 2-year-old Colts, 18th of August. Horse won by half length, almost on lead all throughout from a wide poster, 153-3. The best time ever for this horse. This horse has proven he can run on a half mile, not winning, but he's finished second and ran some good races on the half mile. He's won at Soda, and I think here with a good poster today, I think he can get away with it. So watch out. So to recount my selection for the 17th from Delaware, it's the Ohio Breeders' Championship, 2-year-old Colts and Gelding, second division. Gonna go with the 3 horse Dislocator. I'm gonna go 3-9 in the exacta. Race number 18 now from the Delaware County Fair. It's the Miss Versatility Final. Field of 8 trotters traveling 1 mile per $107,000. Top selection, I like the number 4 horse here, Emoticon Hanover. Gonna go 4-5 in the exacta. 4-5 exacta. Top selection of 4 horse, Emoticon Hanover. 6-1. Dan Dubé gets in the sulky for this 5-year-old mare by Cadabra. I can't speak today, pardon me. I have been speaking for the last 25 minutes straight, so pardon that. But the horse's most recent race was a qualifier at Mohawk, 13th of September. Qualified by winning in by 4 3/4 lengths, 156-1. Good final quarter in 27-3. It was a very easy qualifier that day. Before that, ran the Maple Leaf final at Woodbine or Standardbred Mohawk, 1st of September. There, the horse finished 7th by 6 1/4 lengths. Very tough race with those trotters. Just couldn't keep up with them. It wasn't the day to win. And then before that, the Maple Leaf at Mohawk, the Limb, the 25th of of August. Horse finished third by 2 1/4 lengths. Good turn of foot at the end. He wasn't going to catch Mary Marauder, but, decent turn, final quarter of mile there. And then the Joe Devey at Tioga, 12th of August. Horse didn't do well early on, but had a decent turn of foot late, nearly winning. But the first, half mile wasn't good for this horse. But the final half mile, he trotted home well in 27-4. But I think today, with a good post draw and a very wide open race, I think this horse could get a piece of it. I like the last qualifier, so watch out for this horse to upset. So to recap my selections for the 18th from race number 18 from the Delaware County Fair, it's the Miss Versatility Final. Going to go with the 4-horse Emoticon Hanover. I'm going to go 4-5 in the exacta. To race number 19 now. We have one race after this, which is a Little Brown Jug, and stick around because I'll be talking about that. But race number 19 is the Ohio Breeders' Championship, 3-year-old Phillies, second division. Field of 10 pacers traveling 1 mile, purse $55,852. My top selection here in the 19th, I like the 4-horse K again. Gonna go 4-10 in the exacta. 4-10 exacta. Top selection of 4-horse K again. 4-1. Brett Miller's into sulking this trio filly by Dragon again. The horse's most recent outing, like a lot of these horses that run today, that came at Scioto the 8th of September. Ohio Sire Stakes trio filly final. The horse finished 5th by 4 3/4 lengths there, and just never got the good closing kick. Never got into it. It wasn't the day to win. Before that, Hoosier qualified 29th of August. Qualified second by 3 lengths in 154-1. Quick final quarter in 26-4. Wasn't a bad qualifier. The winner, Bounding Dragon, just ran a little bit better of a race. But before that, ran the 3-year-old Ohio Sire Stakes Northfield on the half mile, 11th of August. Horse broke that day and really just hit out of it. It wasn't the day to win. And then before that, in the 3-year-old Ohio Sire Stakes Soda, 3rd of August. Horse won by 1/2 lengths. Ran a good race there, 152-3 on lead all throughout. Very easy victory. I think today from the inside, he looks like he had some pace with him, and I think he'll go to the front end. Maybe he can get away with it at 4-1. I think this horse could get a piece of it, so watch out. So to recap my selection for the 19th from Delaware County Fair, it's the Ohio Breeders' Championship. Gonna go with the 4-horse K again. Gonna go 4-10 in the exacta. So now let's get on to race number 20, the big one. Race number 20 from the Delaware County Fair. It's the Little Brown Jug Final. It's for 3-year-old colts and geldings here. Field of probably 8 horses going to the post. A distance of ground of 1 mile pacing here. The final purse is for $436,560. Now, the first 4 finishers in both limbs get into this race. We don't know who they are, but we could probably guess who they're probably going to be. And a horse I really like I said earlier, that has a good strong chance to win everything. I think the horse Lather Up could get a piece of it. He's run some good races this year, some fast miles. But like I said, he can be inconsistent sometimes by breaking. But like I said, he's run some good races. Go back to that North America Cup where he put on a show, and go back to his last few at Soda, which were very good races. Okay, against lesser quality horses, but those were good races. Like I said, I think Lather Up has a strong chance to win. Another horse I think has a strong chance to possibly get a piece of it. I don't think he's going to win the Olymp, but I think he's going to win a good piece of it to get the final. Would be Courtly Choice, Dave Miller. I think he won the Meadowlands Pace final very nicely for the first time for Dave Miller, finally winning it after all those years. He won it in 147-1. Good race there, closing up well. After that, he didn't do well in the Cane Pace because he didn't make it. He just couldn't get the good closing kick. And then before that, the EBC final, he won the EBC at Tioga very easily, and then he won a Sire Stakes at Yonkers a few weeks ago on a Tuesday evening very easily. He's paced some very good races here, and I think he'll get a good piece of it at the end. Like I said, I don't think he's going to win the Olymp, but I think he's going to win the final, so watch out for him there. And another horse I would think that could really get a piece of it, we're looking for the Triple Crown here, would Stay Hungry. I think he's a good horse too, but I rate him 3rd. If I had to give you a trifecta here for this race, it would be Lather Up, Courtly Choice, and Stay Hungry. Stay Hungry, he's run some good races, but he's going to have to he's going to probably be coming from a little bit farther back, and he's going to have a tough task here in this race. But he can get a piece fit. So if I think there is a pick four that begins with one of the later races, or a late double, which begins with race number 19. I'll definitely use him on a double ticket, but he has his work cut out for him. But like I said, for the final, the two horses I really like here are Lather Up and Courtly Choice. So that's who I'll be using in the Little Brown Jug final. So that was race number 20 from the Delaware County Fair. Just looked at 22 races, so hopefully we make some money today. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Good luck, everybody, and let's make some money.